Welcome here on Sky Sports Republican News. My name is Jim Orange and we've got some massive news here on Sky Sports. Kings Park Rovers have sacked and departed ways of manager Nuno Espirito Santo, and it just came up on my screen right now that Nuno has been sacked as manager for Kings Park Rovers. Nuno Espirito Santo did join the club of Kings Park Rovers in 2018, and he was sacked after the game against RB Newport on Friday when they lost 2-1 at the Olympic Stadium by a last-minute goal and nicker by Scott Hodgson. And if that goal did not go in, that could have maybe kept his job a bit longer if they got a draw out of RB Newport. But it wasn't to be, and he is now sacked as manager of Kings Park Rovers. Nuno Espirito Santo's record as manager of Kings Park Rovers. Nuno Espirito Santo as a manager at Kings Park Rovers. In his first season when he took over Kings Park Rovers, he finished 11th in the table at the end of that season. He won 13 games, drawn 12 and lost 12. In his following season after that, he came 15th in the Premier League at the end of the 19 and 20 season with 10 wins, 8 draws and 21 defeats. And this season, since he's only been in charge for 9 games of this season, he only won 0 games, drawn 2 games and lost 7 of them. And that was not a very good start for Nuno Espirito Santo. The total rank of wins and that throughout his 3 years, he had 23 wins, 22 draws and 40 defeats as manager of Kings Park Rovers. And that was Nuno Espirito Santo's record as manager of KPR. Now, let's see in the candidates list who could be a possibility of a manager to take over his reign of KPR. They could turn to Jorge Jesus, and that manager used to manage Benfica in Portugal and actually won Benfica loads of Portuguese league titles as he was in charge of Benfica. And as Kings Park Rovers have got lots of Portuguese players in their team, it may be appropriate to have a Portuguese manager to train them, as they already got a Portuguese team already at Kings Park Rovers. They could turn to him, they could. Or Julian Nagelsmann. And that's a big shout for Kings Park Rovers fans. A young German coach who exactly started his career as manager at Hoffenheim at the age of 28. 28 years of age, 4 years ago. And he actually did very well for Hoffenheim. And he was one of the youngest ever managers to ever manage in German soccer as a manager at the age of 28. They also could turn to the former Bournemouth manager, Eddie Howe, as he brought Bournemouth, actually, a big miracle for Bournemouth Football Club. They actually were a League 2 team, and he got them from being a League 2 team who had financial difficulties to move them up to the pyramid to the Premier League, and that could be a possibility shout for Kings Park Rovers. Also, John Hughes. He used to manage Kings Park Rovers before, from 2012 and 2015, and he was the manager who kept Kings Park Rovers in the Premier League after being promoted to the Premier League from Division 1 in 2014, and they could appoint him again maybe. Also, they could appoint maybe Gary Aarons, the former Hillsborough and Albion manager. He's on the list. Or former Georgia United manager and Adders Gunners manager John King, as he's available. And that's all we have time for here today on Sky Sports Republican. And we will see you soon here from Sky Sports Republican to give you the latest. And we'll let you know who has taken Nuno Espirito Santo's spot as manager for Kings Park Rovers. Until now, from Jim Orange, goodbye.